mate, it's Friday.
Yep.
You got planned the weekend?
Not a lot. Nothing really.
Going London Town tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the boxing.
Oh, right. Who's fighting?
Some local lad.
Oh, right.
Can't remember his name now. Lad
That'd be
from
good.
Kew Martin.
Oh, right.
So they're going to go there for the night. Make a bit of a night of it.
Yeah. Sounds good.
You all right, mate?
Yeah.
What we got going on here?
I don't know. You tell me.
You're probably thinking that we've built this one already and it's looking a bit crap. This is actually another one. So this is the one that come in on the last video we were showing you. It come in Wednesday, was it? Wednesday morning.
Yeah, I think so.
A chap from Rotherham.
That was it, yeah. No, Rochdale.
Rochdale,
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, he bought this one down, mate. This is to do with the thumbnail and title.
Right.
Now, it's not like me to over-dramatise the thumbnail and title, is it?
No, rarely do
But
you
I
do
thought
that,
on this
but
occasion, just to get people's attention, I'm going to give it a go.
Fair enough.
See what this clickbaiting's all like. But it's not clickbait really. It is actually here. It was fresh, and it's here because of us.
Oh.
And what it is the gentleman who's bought it in had this built. It's only run for an hour.
Really?
Since a bit rebuild, although the rebuild was 10 years ago.
I was going to say, when was it built? Bloody 1967 or something.
Yeah, not far off. So he had it built. It went into his Mark 1 Escort, 4-door, the black, very nice.
Nice, yeah.
Quite like a 4-door these days.
Yeah.
Everyone's obsessed with a 2-door, but I think it's quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it was in there, looking absolutely lovely. He had it built by a gentleman back then who he thinks sort of rushed it a bit. And now, having watched our channel, he's got it in his head because he's seen that we size everything and balance everything.
Yeah.
It's a usual story of why we get a lot of jobs, isn't it? People watch the channel and see us, how far into it we go.
Yeah.
But he's got a bit paranoid and he's not sure on whether he's probably done all that. So he's pulled the motor and he sent it down to us to take to bits and do properly.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't done properly before. We don't know yet because we haven't stripped it. But he took the cylinder head off. He's brought the bottom end in. The first thing I can see is, well, the plugs are very black. So bear in mind, it's only run for an hour. It's very sooty.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's running the original 2-wheel drive ECU. And I think it's on set of greens. Greens are usually pretty good. I could understand if they were greys. But you can see the bores are very glazy, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, really.
Considering it's meant to have been bored. You can see it's got the original wire rings. Not original, but it's got wire rings in, which was a thing that they used to do back in the day to grip into the Group A fibre gasket. Before the days of the steel head gaskets that we use now.
Yeah.
So obviously, with that, the only downside to these rings is you can't face the block.
No, so what, are you going to...
So
get rid of
whoever's
those,
built
or?
it has not faced the block. And the block is in hell of a state because it's an old 205 block. This
doesn't look good, does it?
But it's very glazy. You can see the top of the pistons are absolutely like
Spotless,
new.
Yeah.
Bear in mind this thing's run for an hour, so I suspect it's been overfueling like crazy. We've looked at the cylinder head, which is in the wash, and it has been. He said he had an issue where it was a bit steamy on number 1. And I've had a look at the head and you can clearly see where it's blowing a gasket, but what that's going to be is the block face is terrible.
Yeah.
The guy never refaced the head who did the engine. I mean, that's the first thing you do, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's used Wasner pistons, which are okay. They've got the pockets in and what have you. What we shall do is obviously measure the bores. I'm hoping with the bores that he has left enough meat in there for me to take 1,000 or so out.
Yeah.
If he hasn't, because of the glaze on these, I'm going to probably suggest that he bores it.
Might be worth doing, mightn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It just
Start
doesn't.
again.
To be honest, I haven't even measured it. So if I measure it, let's have a little look, see what it is. Yeah, so 91.5. The Wasner pistons go up in increments of 0.5 mil, round figure. So whereas the 0.5 mil on a standard piston will be 91.325. That's 91.5. So for us to use a stock piston again in this, we'd have to go up to 1 mil. So we shall see, mate.
Yeah.
Crank, don't know. It's got markings on the flywheel and what have you that's been balanced. So I'm assuming it's been balanced, but we're obviously going to be checking that.
Yeah. Get it up there and have a look, yeah.
Yeah, so this thing has come apart really because he's been watching our videos. But I said to him, I'd be very surprised if you started running this in, whether those rings bed in, because it's very glazy, isn't it? It ain't good, mate. It ain't good.
Very, very glazy.
So that's where we are with that one. It's basic go through really.
Yeah.
Use what we can, but we'll obviously put new bearings in, do our sizing and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So that is to come in another video. The other Cosworth, the one that I've put the funky liners in.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, when we fitted those liners into the block, they've only left about, when I was going to get them made, I was going to leave about 5 thou in. So when you fit them, if they distort, you can hone it and they will true up. But unfortunately, they only left 1 thou in there. And once I put them in the block and left it overnight, they've distorted to buggery. So by the time I've trued them up, they're going to end up about 3 thou over what they should be on the running clearance. So we're going to have to take them out to 0.5.
Right.
Not the end of the world. I've informed the customer. He's not bothered at all. So I did buy a set of standard pistons up here and put my pockets in, but I shall keep them up there.
Yeah.
And we can use those whenever I do another liner job back to standard.
That's all right then, isn't it?
Yeah, so I bought the 0.5s, mate. We've bored the block. I've just got to hone it. It's all faced up nice.
So when you say they've distorted, you mean they've sort of closed in, like they're not on
They've
the
closed
piston
in
or
a little
anything?
bit at the bottom, but because I think what it is, if you were machining the block from fresh,
Yeah.
and then fitting them liners, they'd probably be fine. But because the block has ran, once we've removed those liners, obviously for the heat going through the block in the pad, it's twisted and moved a bit. Then when you fit those liners into the existing bores or into the existing block, they've just moved and twisted.
Yeah.
Only a bit, but as I say, by the
enough
you need to leave at least about 2 thou in there to sort of true it up. Because it's going to want to remove material out the bigger areas while you're removing out the not so big areas.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we've had to do, mate. 0.5, but it's cleaned nicely at 0.5.
Ideal.
So we've got to check out the rods. You've blasted the cylinder head, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's come up all nice, so that's another Cosy.
Nice.
The Honda, this is going Monday. You're just going through the cylinder head now?
Yeah, it's all pretty good really. I'm just cleaning everything up.
Yeah.
I'll stick it back together.
Well, I was just about to stick this on a pallet, and I've noticed there's a broken stud in there from the water pump.
My fault, sorry mate.
That's all right, mate. What's that, M6?
I think so, yeah.
So I've just got to drill that out, maybe put a helicoil in, and that's ready to go.
Ideal.
Get it on a pallet. In it.
Yeah.
What we got out here? Oh, the Subaru.
Subaru.
How are you getting on?
Well, getting there, to be honest. I was a bit sort of nervous about timing it up, but so far it seemed all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll need your help with the vernier pulleys, but...
Yeah, we'll just time it up and then that's about it then.
Yeah, but
on.
it's not actually timed up, that's just sat on there, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've got everything in the right place, because you've got these marks, the timing cover there.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Got little notches, and then the same on the pulleys, and you just have to line all those up.
Okay, what do you do about the verniers? Just slacking it all off?
Well, that's what I will do. I've just sort of dummied it up to start with.
Yeah.
But,
or we'll have a go at that this afternoon.
Then you've got one on this pulley as well.
Yeah.
So it's all quite sort of, once you've found out the instructions online and seen what you've got to do, it's not too bad at all.
Oh, that's good then.
Well, it doesn't seem too bad.
Well, they're probably wondering why we haven't gone so mental on making this one look nice. We're up against it with time on this, haven't we? So obviously we've made sure it's thoroughly clean. This thing was pretty fresh anyway, but obviously to start painting these or blasting them back, it's a big old
it's
job.
more cleaning then, and it's more
cleaning, thoroughly. So
time.
the
I'd say for for a motor that's not been painted, it doesn't look too bad, really.
No, it looks all right. Yeah.
Just looks a bit.
I think the crankcases have been painted at some point.
Yeah,
haven't
they have. Yeah.
But it's all right.
It doesn't look awful.
Fortunately, you don't really see the Subaru motors once they're in there, do you? It's
No,
buried
yeah,
under
that's
manifolds
what I'm
and
thinking
all that.
about mine. I've spent all the time blasting it. I ain't even going to see it.
Well, never mind.
Oh well.
But yeah, that's coming on, mate. I'm happy about that. What we got out here?
Nice.
Them engines. We got a couple of A series. We've got another one come in. This was from a chap that we did a V8 for actually a while ago.
Oh,
before
right.
you were here.
Oh.
Got a nice little A series. We've also got another A series which we are going to be pulling. I'm sure the customer's probably watching this, but we are going to be pulling that to bits next week.
Yeah.
John's just finishing that Triumph, and then we're going to rip that to bits and crack on with that. So yeah, a couple of A series to do.
Nice.
I'm sure many people will have to video John doing some of that.
Yeah.
Sure
Quite nice to do, really, isn't they?
Yeah,
Well, I
nice
think.
motor to do. Done loads of them in the past. And,
These are the ones with the gearbox in the sump, or
they got the
however it
gearbox
works.
in the sump, yeah, which is a great idea for sort of, I suppose, compactability.
Yeah.
But the only trouble is the gearbox is sharing the engine oil. Not a wonderful idea.
No.
But that's yeah, quite a neat motor really.
Yeah.
So yeah, make a change from the Cosies guys. We'll do a bit of a step through on doing that motor, isn't it?
Yeah. What about this MG? or-
MG, that's
or
another one
whatever
we've
it
got
is.
to be doing.
Rover.
Once John has got the Triumph finished and got that off that stand, the MG's going on there. He's
Oh,
done
right.
the cylinder head, but apparently the customer's going to bring another head in for us to do because he wants to do away with the VVC.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so quite nice to get amongst that. Ain't done a bottom end on a Rover for quite a while.
It
So,
all looks a bit flimsy to me.
it does look a bit flimsy, but it's quite a clever design, really. You've got
Yeah.
head bolts that go all the way down.
Yeah, don't they bolt into the mains?
bolt
or
into
something?
the mains, yeah.
Quite a good idea.
So it's a good motor, that. Quite powerful, very
Yeah.
light.
Yeah, these are in the MG, the little rear mid-engine sport cars.
Yeah, the little
TFs.
TFs, yeah.
Yeah, I've always sort of thought they'd be quite fun.
Yeah, that's an 1800, which were bloody pokey, really. But even the 1400s
Yeah.
went well. So, yeah, looking forward to getting in
interesting.
amongst that, mate. So, guys, the Subaru's all timed up and all finished, bar the rocker covers. So, got the rocker covers over there, a couple of little bits, and this is done. So, this is going to be sent out Monday. Now, timing it up. The thing is with these Subarus is because you've got a head on one side, a head on the other, when you face a cylinder head and or the block face, it brings everything in. So on a normal 4-cylinder or a 6-cylinder like this one, when you face the head, in theory, it's going to bring the cam pulleys closer to the crank pulley and alter the timing slightly on the cams when you do the belt. On the Subarus, because you've got a head either side, it almost doubles that effect. So, what did we find? Now, we have got like VVC set up on the inlet cams on either side, and on the exhaust you haven't. So they've using a vernier pulley here. Now, we have found we've used the same thickness head gasket at 1.5 mil, but it's still out, which means that you probably had 0.5 mil, more than 0.5 mil, took off the head and the block face on either side, I would say, because we've got this on the timing mark. So you've got timing mark in the middle here, which lines up with that mark. That is absolutely cock on. Now this side, you can see that the timing mark is very slightly to the left, which means that the cam is sort of retarded on this side. On the opposite side, you can see it's very slightly more, almost half a tooth on the right-hand bank, which means this has had more took off in the past. We took off the same on both, so I would suspect that this head has had more took off in the past. So you can see that's half a tooth out there. You've put that in the advanced position, and that should be okay. There's not a lot you could do about those cams, unfortunately, the inlets, because they haven't got a vernier set up, but the bottom ones have. So you can see here, if we go off the marks here, so this black outer is what's attached to the belt. So you can see there, that lines up okay with that pulley. And then there is a mark on the case to the left, and you can see that that pulley is slightly retarded also on the black bit. So what you have to do is, obviously we've done this with the DTI, and you can see that we have had to advance the cam 6 degrees to get that in the right position for the cam that it is, which means on the other side you need to retard it. Now when we got this engine, this vernier was set in the advanced position, so I suspect what they'd done is they set this outer part. You can see how advanced it is on the outer part, but they would set this the other side. So once you've got the actual cam DTI'd up, it was showing advanced, where it's not, it's actually retarded, because the cam would be too far advanced if it was in line with the mark. So you've got to retard the cam to get it right. So again, you can see there, we've got it about 6 degrees. So 3 of those marks is actually 6 degrees on the crank. So yeah, it was about 6 degrees out, guys, but as I say, that is just an effect of everything being bought in. So all we've got really, this one is not too far out at all, but this one is almost half a tooth advanced. But there's nothing you can do about that. But as I say, they had got it slightly wrong on this exhaust cam on the right-hand bank. So the customer said when he got this thing tuned, it ended up about 650 horsepower. But he said they were having a bit of an issue with that bank, I think, so whether that was something to do with it. But as you can see, it's all timed up now as best we can. We've checked it on the DTI, and it is as cock on as it's going to be, guys. So get this one back. We're going to hopefully get this one picked up Monday, if not Tuesday. So the customer will get it back this week, because I think 13, 16 days he's getting married and he wanted to go in his own car. So we've turned this one around fairly quick, guys. As you can see, it's not up to our usual standards on the visibility of it, but you know, because of the time frame, there wasn't a lot we could do about that, and he knows that. So he just wants it all good and running okay. You're probably thinking, why haven't we renewed the belt? The belt was very recently put on, and it's a Kevlar belt, so he wanted to keep that. So that's what we're doing. So it was just a case of opening it up, guys, and making sure internally it was all right. But that's all we got time for. Thank you very much for watching today's video again. Have a great weekend, and we will see you Monday. Cheers, guys.